This video is brought to you by REP Gaming Products. Help protect your deck and support the show by picking up a steel deck box from the link down below. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. So last week, during our instant deck decks, it was our modern Dominaria influence deck, Mox and Taxes, that came out on top. So Mox Amber is one of the most controversial cards, probably from all of Dominaria. People think it's horrible, people think it's great. The truth, who knows? We're going to try to figure out today. I would guess it's somewhere in the middle, but you can't really tell without playing it, because it is really weird. It takes some building around to make it function, and this deck is an attempt to make Mox Amber be about as good as it can possibly be. We got a ton of cheap legends to turn it on, and it's kind of a typical, well, typical-ish version of Death and Taxes for Modern, but with a bunch of legends in Mox Amber to support that plan. So whether or not it's going to work, we'll have to wait and see, but it should be interesting at least. A good for science type experiment to see if Mox Amber actually has a chance in Modern. So like usual, gonna do a super quick 2-minute deck tech. If you want a full deck tech, full breakdown of the deck, make sure to check out the instant deck tech for Mox and Taxes, link down below. But 2-minute refresher deck tech, then we'll jump right into the games, and then we'll have the wrap up to discuss how Mox Amber actually works. So a quick reminder before we break down Mox and Taxes for Modern. If you enjoyed this deck and you enjoy Much and Brew in general, it would be amazing of you if you take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Mox and Taxes, starting with the namesake Mox Amber. So 0 mana, artifact, can add a mana, but it only has a mana of a color of a legendary creature or planeswalker we control. So our deck is built around making this Mox Amber make mana as quickly as possible with a bunch of 1 mana legends. 3 Isamaru, Hound of Konda, 4 Kythoen, Hero of Akros. So if you have one of these, or maybe 2 of these, along with Mox Amber, we can start the game on turn 1 with having 2 1-drops on the battlefield. We can use Thraben Inspector as like a backup 1-drop as long as we have at least 1 legend to start making mana. And then Mox accelerates us through future turns as well. So we got some Thalias to kind of disrupt our opponent. Brimaz, these creatures are also legendary, so if we miss out on our 1-drop that's legendary for Mox Amber, at least by turn 2, turn 3, we should have a legend, so Mox Amber's making mana. Otherwise, we got typical Death and Taxes stuff. Leonin Arbiter with Ghost Quarter to attack our opponent's mana. Flicker Wisp, kind of for general value, can get rid of blockers, can reset some of our stuff like Blade Splicer to make more golems, and then Hero of Bladehold on the top end is our big finisher. Otherwise, for removal, we have Path to Exile. We already talked about Ghost Quarter, so the rest of the mana base, we have a bunch of just random utility land. Shephet for pumping, Mutavault for a creature land, Horizon Canopy for card draw, a Jano Castle, kind of a nice free roll outside of Blood Moon, kind of protecting our legends from lightning bolts, a bunch of planes. Sideboard, we get a bunch more removal for different situations, some stuff for artifacts and enchantments, some graveyard hate, Forge Tender for red decks, and also things like Lightning Storm, a Gideon for control, and that is Mox and Taxes for Modern, and that's our Much Abrew deck for this week. So let's get to the gameplay so we can see how this works, and yeah, we'll be back to talk about Mox and our experience with Mox in the wrap-up. Enjoy the gameplay, and I'll be back in a bit. Alright, Much Brew time. Playing some Mox and Taxes in Modern, and well, we don't have a Mox, but this hand is a pretty good curve. We'll keep it. We have Kythoen on 1, Thalia or Arbiter on 2, with a path to back it up. Seems reasonable. See what our opponent's doing. Opponent, Arid Mesa. So, Burn, probably? I guess it could be like Jeskai Control. Alright, looks more Burnish. Jeskai Control not playing basic mountains typically. Oh, Dredge? Ugh. Or Hollow One? Alright. Another path. Well, play Ghost Quarter, play Thalia, pass the turn. Hopefully this slows our opponent down. If it's Hollow One, this might slow them down. If it's Dredge, they probably don't care much about Thalia. Would like to draw land. A land would be helpful. Bloodstained Mire. Opponent cracks it. Maybe there's an argument to just playing Arbiter there. Alright, looks like Hollow One. Untapped. Thalia's pretty taxing on all the random cathartic reunions and goblin lores and burning inquiries. Opponent. Passing. That's a land. Alright. So let's get in with Thalia. Hit our opponent. Play Shephet Dunes. Play Leonin Arbiter. And pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Our taxes plan seems like it's having a pretty good effect here. If our opponent taps down, we can Ghost Quarter them. That does keep us from being able to Flicker Wisp. Also from protecting Kythoen and flipping it. Blood Crypt. Untapped. Opponent's down to 12. Faithless Looting. Alright, let's Ghost Quarter. Wow, opponent does not float mana. That's good news. Not floating mana means our opponent can't hollow one, even if they manage to hit a hollow one. I guess they can sack Neonate to hollow one. That gets them an extra discard. There's a Vengevine. So if our opponent's able to play, if they have 2 hollow ones in hand, then we get pretty wrecked. If they have 1 hollow one, that's fine. Hollow one. Oh, Spirit Guide. Alright, so they managed to get back the Vengevine. Alright, yep. Well, that's still better than 2 hollow ones. Opponent passes. Flicker Wisp. Alright. Well, we just gotta pass. Leave up our Path to Exile. Or maybe we do it now while your opponent's tapped down. That's probably fine. Let's just Path Vengevine. That way there's no chance. If our opponent's got nothing going on, it's probably worth it for them to spend their turn getting a land out of their deck, especially after getting Ghost Quartered. So doing a main phase just makes sure that that line is off the table. Hopefully we draw another land eventually. That's one of the awkward aspects. All right, Bloodstained Mire. Opponent's doing it the hard way. Yeah. One of the awkward parts of this deck is we're spending mana to cast our stuff, unlike the Aether Vial versions, and we're also wanting to Ghost Quarter with Arbiter. So there's some weird, like, anti-synergy there to some extent. Opponent passes. Isamaru. Man, I'd love to flip this Kythoen. Well, Path Hollow one. Wow, opponent scoops it up. All right. Well, the taxes plan. There was no Moxen involved, but the taxes plan worked pretty well on that one. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Definitely bringing in the Rest in Pieces. Probably our best card in this matchup. Otherwise, I guess Dismember's another removal spell, although paying a bunch of life seems risky. Sunlance doesn't hit enough. Grafdigger's Cage, certainly want that. Thalia seems reasonable. Blades Placer reasonable. What do we cut? Maybe like one Kythoen, Thraben Inspector. Thraben Inspector? Maybe we just run it like that. Stick with the passes removal. Hope that we don't get got by just the crazy turn 1 draw. Opponent is on the play, which increases their chances of having... Oh boy. Alright, we got the cage. So if our opponent can't go nuts on turn 1 with Birding Inquiry, we have cage. Mox Amber is not adding mana for a minute, but I guess we could draw a 1-drop Legend and go like 1-drop Mox Cage. Alright, Grim Lavamancer. That is annoying. That gives our opponent a way to use the graveyard stuff. Another Mox. Well, play Grafdigger's Cage. Grafdigger's Cage is seeming worse than Rest in Peace here, but it's still something. It means we're not just going to get crushed by Vengevines. Can still get crushed by Hollow ones. Opponent, Bloodstained Mire, cracks it. Also, they can shoot down a lot of our stuff with this Lavamancer. Grabs a mountain. Goblet Lore. No Hollow ones discarded. Stock in the graveyard for Lavamancer. Do they have Hollow ones? Hollow one. Well, just one is not the most devastating. We'll draw a path eventually. Opponent. Rest in Peace would still be good to shut down this Lavamancer. Ghost Quarter. Well, play a Plains. Play a Mox, even though it's not doing anything. Pass the turn. The bigger problem is almost all of our creatures die to this Lavamancer. Hero does not, but like next turn we can play Thalia, and then Thalia just dies to Lavamancer. I guess it's eating away some of our opponent's mana. Cycle Street Wraith. Cycle Street Wraith. Mountain. Ugh, more Lavamancers. That's not good. 2 Lavamancers literally kills every creature in our deck. And our opponent has a lot of useless cards in their graveyard thanks to this Grafdigger's Cage. Opponent gets in with Hollow one. Yep. Now we gotta draw 2 paths. That's asking a lot. Oh my goodness. Gurmag Angler. Whew. Alright. I think we're dead. Play Thalia. Like, our opponent just kills Thalia, attacks for 9 at least, 10, 11. Well, Grafdigger's Cage did not actually do anything this match that we know of. There goes Thalia. Yep. And I think that just does it. Opponent hits us for 9. Yeah, we'll see. Opponent doesn't have any more cards in their graveyard. Gets in with everything. I think the problem is we're locked into chump block mode. We're gonna need, like, we gotta draw Path this turn, I think. Mox Amber, still not doing anything. Flameblade Adept. Mutavault. Yeah, that does it. Well, maybe Mox Amber is just bad. Every time we've played it so far, I rather would have had a Aether Vial. We haven't got the crazy one drop. Well, I guess we had one crazy start where we played 3 Mox in a turn. Oh, all right. Well, maybe this is the Mox time. We get to turn 1, Ajano Castle, Kythoen, Mox, Rest in Peace, turn 2, Blade Splicer. All right, this is what this deck wants to be doing. This is the nut draw. And Rest in Peace is the right graveyard haste spell. Mox Amber, tap it for white, Mox Amber, keep the untap one, tap it for white, Rest in Peace. That was a turd, and you're not doing that with Aether Vial. You are not. Graveyard offline forever, and it's offline for Lavamancers, it's offline for Gurmag Anglers, it's offline for Vengevines. So we just shut down. Now our opponent basically has to have the Hollow 1 nuts. Opponent cracks, gets a land. Blood Crypt, untapped. Flameblade Adept, sure. I mean, I guess that's the way our opponent can win. Or not. Well, play Mutavault, play Blade Splicer, and this is the start I think our deck is imagining. Man, I wonder if it's worth trading this Kythoen. I think we're going to offer it. So many of our opponent's threats are offline now, they probably need this Flameblade Adept to live. So I think we're getting free damage here. All right. Well, we're pretty okay with this. It does mean we're not flipping a Gideon next turn. But we might not be flipping a Gideon next turn anyway, because if they play Goblin Lore Hollow 1, we would have to suicide our team to do it. Faithless Looting. Oh, Rest in Peace is so helpful here. So now we get to, if they play Hollow 1, we just Path Hollow 1, fire up Mutavault, hit our opponent for a bunch of damage. 2 Lavamancers discarded. Probably a wise call. Another Looting. All right. How many Hollow 1s does our opponent have? That's the question. 2 Hollow 1s gets a little scary. Hollow 1. Just 1? Okay. We can deal with 1 Hollow 1. Ugh. Although we did take our mana offline. Well, Path Hollow 1. And maybe trading off Kythoen was bad. Although we would have taken a huge hit from this Flameblade Adept. And again, our opponent just does not have that many threats that can do anything. They can't cast Vengevines. Grim Lavamancer, 3 copies discarded because they're pretty dead. Opponent only had 1 Hollow 1 because they could have played them all for free. Gurmag Angler cost infinity amount of mana, so I think it was a fine trade, even though I would have liked to attack with this Mutavault. Turn 1, Rest in Peace. Pretty good. Pretty good. Insolent Neonate for our opponent, sure. And I guess we'll draw another Legend eventually. Opponent passes. Hero. I don't think we want to risk losing Mutavault. We are pretty pinched on lands. Get in with the Golem. Well, we saw the power of... Yeah, we would have lost our Mutavault. We saw the power of Mox Opal in this game. Another Neonate. Man, I think we want either a land or a legend, which a legend is a land, essentially. Opponent gets it. Yep. 2 cards in hand. Man, if we lose to Insolent Neonates, I'm going to cry. Opponent passes. Well, get in with Blade Splicer. Opponent blocks. Sure. Pass the turn. So many Neonates. I really don't want to dismember a Neonate. That feels so bad. Opponent gets in with Neonate. Yup, down to 18. We'd be pretty fine with a Burning Inquiry here. Well, there's a Plains. That's good. So now we're 1 mana away from Hero Blade Hold, and Hero Blade Hold should win this game. Dodges Lightning Bolt. I guess they could have Dismember. Opponent goes attacking. Opponent's got to have a lot of uncastables. Hits us. Down to 16. Passes. All right, Horizon Canopy works. Play Horizon Canopy. Ugh, painful. Well, play Hero. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have a hard removal spell. Pass the turn. Because Hero attacks for 7, so it's like a 2-turn clock here. I guess our opponent can try to block in Lightning Bolt. Flameblade Adept. Well, we can always path that. Opponent gets in with Neonate. Yup, down to 14. Opponent passes. We draw Thalia. Alright, I think our plan here is... opponent has 3 bolts in their deck. Alright, let's path Flameblade Adept. play Thalia, turn on our Mox, go to combat, attack, make some tokens, pump the tokens. All right, well, since we know this is happening, we're just, man, this is so painful, but dismember, neonate. Opponent definitely should have blocked first. Should have blocked first and then tried this, I think, because now I don't think they have a chance of winning. Whew, I mean, I guess dismember is hard to predict, and we already played 2 pass, but still. Seems safer to just block and then lightning bolt after damage if you really got to kill hero. Now hero, I mean, I guess even if hero dies after attacking, we still might just win with what we have. We got Mutavault, we got Thalias, we got tokens now. Yeah, opponent's Desperation Sack, discarding a land. They're going to need a surprise, I don't even know. Sweeper, I guess? Like a surprise damnation from the sideboard. And our opponent scoops it up. All right, we actually got to see the power of Mox and Taxes. That was something that was pretty impressive. So we've been back and forth. We've had a lot of games where we're like, oh, I just wish Mox was a Aether Vial. But that double Mox, 1-drop legend, turn 1 rest in peace opening hand, we pretty much just beat Hollow 1 on turn 1 because of the power of Mox Amber. There's not another card in Modern that would have allowed that draw to happen. So, sweet. Sweet, sweet. All right, much ado about nothing time. Playing some Mox and Taxes in Modern, and I don't think we can keep this. We have the world's most painful lands and a really expensive hand and no Mox. I think we just got a mulligan. All right, well, this hand isn't super explosive. I don't think we want another Arbiter. This hand isn't super good or explosive, but it does have a reasonable curve. Well, land and Isamaru, Hound of Konda. Get our beats on. Eldrazi and Taxes. Eldrazi Tron. Looks like Eldrazi Tron. Eldrazi and Taxes can't really play. Chalice on 0. Alright, gonna shut down our Moxen. Chalice on 1. Okay, well, at least our opponent's playing a ton of Chalices and not cards that can kill us. Hit our opponent. Play Arbiter. I think we mostly need, like, a Ghost Quarter would be great. Boy. Oh my god. The double Eldrazi Temple hand. We just cannot get away from it. It's like Delver flips. Opponent's 98% to have 2 Eldrazi Temples. Always, every time. There goes our Flicker Wisp. That would have let us reset a Chalice. Opponent passes. Ooh, another Flicker Wisp. Well, let's play Blade Splicer. And pass the turn. Now it looks like we're in a standoff until our opponent draws something huge. Opponent definitely has bigger things to draw, but we might have more disruptive things. Oh, is this just colorless Eldrazi? Alright. Just a really weird colorless Eldrazi hand. Oh my god, every thought knot in the history of Magic. It is, each temple is a door to a horrible future. Tell me about it, flavor text. Nailed it, flavor text. Oh, Lord. Yep, Flicker Wisp. Opponent's just not going to let us resolve one. Copter. Going to let our opponent do some looting. That's actually a pretty big issue, because it's going to improve our opponent's hand. And we can't really... I mean, they can't really attack us, but we can't really attack them. Play Brimaz. And now we just get beaten down by Copter. We need to... Path doesn't even work. I guess we need to find a third Flicker Wisp. Maybe Hero of Bladehold would do something. Oh. Well, that's good. I figured our opponent would loot for action. Wow! They even exiled a Thought Knot and they still had 2. Colorless Eldrazi. Opponent gets in, hits us for 3, has a huge board. We need something. This is where our deck starts to get a little clunky. We have even more dead draws than your typical aggro deck because we're playing multiples of 1-drop legends like Isamaru. That's brutal. That is... Yeah, I think this one slipped away. Well, opponent's hand was just really good. Really, really big and really, really good. Ideally, Ghost Quarters gives us a shot here with Leonin Arbiter to attack our opponent's mana base, but yeah. Double Thought Knot, double Temple. Just too good to pass up. Another Blink Moth. There is a Flicker Wisp. That is a good draw. The question is, what are we doing with this Flicker Wisp? We can Flicker Chalice to unlock future Path Exiles. We can Flicker Blade Splicer just to make another 3/3, although losing on the ground isn't really a concern at the moment. Flicker Chalice and pass the turn. Still can't really attack. So now we need to chain together paths, basically. Like path into path. Also Ghost Quarters to get rid of these Blink Moths. Hopefully our opponent does not just draw a removal spell. Alright, Reality Smasher. Fires up Blink Moth. Crews up Smuggler's Copter. Well, we'll definitely trade Flicker Wisp with... Whoa! Okay. Opponents decide they're going to make it happen. Well, let's do some blocking. Flicker Wisp kills Smuggler's Copter. Brimaz kills a Thought Knot. These two kill a Thought Knot. This kills Eternal Scourge, and we take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But then we're in danger of losing to Blink Moss. Do we need a chump here? We're going to be left with token. Oh, their board is big. We do get to draw 2 extra cards. All right, let's try it like this. Yep, we get a cat. That's blocking. Hopefully drawing these 2 extra cards is our salvation. So kill Eternal Scourge. Board gets cleared-ish. We draw from Thought Knot. Chef at Dunes. All right, there's a path. That's helpful. We're still going to need a Ghost Quarter eventually. Thalia. Well, play the Chef at Dunes. Play Thalia. Get in with the cat. And yeah, let's just pass. Maybe should have held the Chef at Dunes to discard, but it is a pretty powerful land. We might actually have to path a Blink Moth, which is not ideal. Opponent. Can't really attack with ground creatures, I don't think. Yeah, gets in with Blink Moth. We'll take 1. Endless 1, 6 counters. I'll play Blade Splicer. Oh, come on, Ghost Quarters. Pass the turn. We still have the ground locked up. Like, we're not going to die to these random Eldrazi on the ground very easily. But dying to Blink Moth Nexus is a real concern. Yeah, Blink Moth, Mutavault, okay. So we do have to pass a Blink Moth here, unfortunately. Opponent gets a waste. We take 1. Alright, deck. Give us something sweet. Opponent passes. Play Isamaru. Mox Amber not doing much at this point. Pass the turn. So we have 2 more turns in theory before we're dead to Ink Moth. Scavenger Grounds, not super relevant. Here comes, or Blink Moth rather. Here comes Blink Moth. Yeah, we got to draw Ghost Quarter or Path in the next 2 draw steps. Opponent gets in. Then there's still a question of how we actually kill our opponent. I guess, apart from dealing with Blink Moth, really? Oh, this gets back the Eternal Scourge. I guess that makes some amount of sense. Opponent gets another 3/3 and passes. Well, pass the turn. Running out of time. Here comes Blink Moth. Opponent gets in. Well, this is the draw. We got to draw Blink Moth answer this turn. Flicker Wisp, Path, Ghost Quarter. All right, in theory, this keeps us barely alive. So, Flicker Wisp. I guess we just kill Endless 1. We are dead to a removal spell. Pass the turn. Yeah, Endless 1 dead. Okay, Matter Reshaper. That doesn't just beat us. Wow, we're staying alive. We're not... I don't know how we ever punch through these Eldrazi, but... More Isamarus. Pass the turn. This is fragile. Fragile state. Leaves it on top. Opponent passes. Well, Horizon Canopy. Sack it to draw a card. Play Arbiter. I still don't think we can attack. Yeah, pass the turn. We just lose so much if we attack. Opponent drew it. All right, yeah. Oh, well, we put up a good fight. We fought the good fight. Our opponent had double Eldrazi Temple, double Thought Knot. So we fought a good fight for how badly that was going. To fight against Eldrazi, we do not have a ton. Oblivion Ring and Dismember, maybe? Sunlance doesn't feel great. Grafdigger's Cage, not great. Blessed Alliance, Stony Silence. Gideon is probably okay. What do we not want against Eldrazi? That's another good question. It's hard to cut our 1-mana legends because of Mox. Uh-oh. Go back together. Moto. What did I click? Oops. All right, let's move this up here. Maybe separated is good. So what are we cutting? What are we cutting? The whole reason we're doing this is Mox Amber. 21 lands. Can we go down a land? Probably not. Maybe? We do have Mox Amber. Maybe we go down a land. Although we are sacking Ghost Quarters. Maybe that's too greedy. Go down a Thalia. Maybe we just go down 2 Thalias. Yeah, let's try that. Let's go down 2 Thalias. I don't really want to cut this land. Go down 2 Thalias and go down 1 Kythoen. So we're 3-3 with our 1-drop legends. All right, let's give it a go like that. Our opponent doesn't have that many spells for Thalia. We'll see. Our opponent just had the big things, and we did not have the big things. All right, we get to play first. No Mox, 1-drops. Man, I guess we got a mulligan. This has been clunktacular. Opponents exiling their hand. Oh, good choice. Their hand was about as bad as it gets. Now they're keeping. Mutavault, I guess, to the bottom. This hand is not exciting. Planes go. Blink Moth Nexus. Opponent passes. Well, there's Kythoen. Play Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. Hero Bladehold is very powerful. Scavenger Grounds. Opponent's off to the slow start. Ratchet Bomb. Arbiter. Well, get in with Kythoen. Hit our opponent. This is where the deck is awkward. Play Chef at Dunes. I think we just have to run out Flicker Wisp. So the problem we're having is, this is interesting because in this deck, Mox Amber is basically replacing Aether Vial, essentially, which has upsides and downsides, but you can see a little bit of awkwardness with Leon and Arbiter, where in another world, a world with Aether Vial, man, there's a temple too, good lord. In a world with Aether Vial, we'd be wanting to just Arbiter Ghost Quarter, but the fact that we need mana to cast these 3 and 4 drops, and we don't have Vial to put them into play, means there's a realistic chance if we Ghost Quarter, then we're putting ourselves in a position where we just can't ever cast our stuff. Actually kind of awkward. Opponent passes. Well, get in with Flicker Wisp. Hit our opponent. Play Arbiter. Ghost Quarter the Temple. Play Ghost Quarter. I think we got to hold off on the second Ghost Quarter, because we are going to need to cast this Flicker Wisp next turn if this Ratchet Bomb keeps ticking up. All right, opponent untaps. Does not tick up Ratchet Bomb. We did get rid of a Temple, though, which is our opponent's best land. It's possible our opponent's just... All right, opponent gets in. Yup. Down to 15. Waste. And Matter Reshaper. Opponent passes. I think we Flicker Wisp. Get rid of Matter Reshaper. Attack with everything. This probably just forces our opponent to Ratchet Bomb to kill Kythoen. I assume that they don't want it to flip. Yeah, opponent sacks. But we still get in for 5. Pass the turn. Matter Reshaper's back. So we have a 2-turn clock in the air with this Ghost Quarter to protect against Blink Moth. Oh, man. Ugh, and a removal spell. Okay. And another Matter Reshaper. Opponent. Gets in. Hits us down to 7. Oh, we're falling pretty far behind. Play Blade Splicer. Get in with Flicker Wisp. Well, we have not drawn a Mox. So far, so bad with the Mox draws. Another Ratchet Bomb. Oh, that gets to kill our Goblin? Golem? Oh my god. That is the worst of news. Opponent attacks with everything, so we need to chump and block Matter Reshaper. Wow. We dropped to 4. Opponent gets a free card. Well, it's not a good free card. Serum Powder. I don't think we can win this race. Relic. Opponent passes. This Blink Moth. Yeah, we can't actually win. And we're stuck in chump block mode. Yeah, it's just game. Well, that was a disappointing start for Mox and Taxes. Feels like, I don't know. I don't know if our opponent's running above average or we're running below average. I guess we did mulligan every game and did not ever draw a Mox. But that didn't even feel especially close. Like, this game was a little close, but it never really felt like we were especially in this match in either of our games. Mostly just holding on and trying to survive. Huh, not the start we were hoping for with Mox and Taxes. Alright, opponent shows that they have Dismember, and we're just going to scoop it up. We can't win from there. Rough. Not good at all. Huh. Alright, much Abrew time. Playing some Mox and Taxes in Modern. So we have 1-land Mox, but our Legends are 3 mana. Okay, ship it. Well, now we got the Legends, but no Mox. This is a relatively functional hand, though. Kinda. Isamaru, Hound time, Hound Tribal. Opponent starting with a ley line? Are we playing against Boggles? We're not going to beat Boggles with this hand, I don't think. That was odd. It felt like it was giving our opponent a time to put a ley line into play, but maybe they were just doing their mulligan. Isamaru, go. Oh, it's Affinity. Okay. Ornithopter. Does not block Isamaru. Citadel. 3 artifact. Springleaf Drum. 4 artifact. And Signal Pest. Yup. Well, not a bad start. Play the Plains. Play Thalia. Get in with the Hound. Isamaru has pretty good Hound art, I will say. Opponent down to 18. Glimmer Void. There's Ravager. Opponent gets in for 4. Or 2, rather. Yup. Down to 18. Last card, Vault Scourge. Alright. Come on, deck. Thalia, just a tiny bit late to the party. Well, let's go attacking. Hit our opponent. Down to 14. Down to 12. Play Sheffet Dunes. Play Thalia. Thalia Tribal. Pass the turn. Opponent. If they didn't have Ravager, we'd be in an okay spot. If we draw another removal spell, then we're in pretty interesting position. Opponent goes attacking. So we take 3, 4. Opponent gains 2. Sure. Down to 14. Opponent's up to 14. And passes. Ugh. Another Isamaru. Clunky. I'll go attacking. Opponent blocks. Okay. Sacks. Okay. Sacks. Alright, so now we got a Path Ravager. So opponent can sack and put counters on like Vault Scourge. We need another Path or a Flicker Wisp to reset things. Yep, there's the sacking. Vault Scourge up to a 3/3. So we got through the Ravager, kind of. Opponent down to 11. Down to 9. Play Sheffet Dunes, pass the turn. Alright, this is a big turn. Removal. We really need a way to reset this Vault Scourge or kill it. Opponent. Getting in. So hits us for 4, gains 4. Hits us for 5, gains 4. So we're down to 9. Yep. Opponent's up to 13. Plays a Nexus. Well, go attacking. Hit our opponent. Down to 6. Play Kythoen. Pass the turn. Opponent has Blast. 4, 5, game. Alright. Oh, boy. Well, that was a little kind of close. So bring in Fragmentize. Bring in Sunlance. Bring in Stony Silence. Jesus, deck. Let's go down the Thraben Inspectors and a couple Leonin Arbiters. Try it like that. Alright, we're on the play. Well, we're going to keep this. We have Stony Silence. We just need a land. We also have 3 Path to Exiles. We also have live Mox thanks to Isamaru. So we have 23 things that make mana next turn, assuming Isamaru lives. And with Stony Silence and 3 paths, that should be enough. So Isamaru, see what our opponent does. Ink Moth. And Vault Scourge. And Mox Opal. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Give us that land. Flicker Wisp. Alright. So get in with Isamaru. And we might actually just have to path this Isamaru. Pass the turn. Darksteel Citadel. Turns on Mox Opal. Opponent Getting in with the Vault Scourge. Yep. Down to 19. Etch Champion. Yeah, I mean, we got to do it. Path Isamaru. Yeah, this is not exactly how we drew it up, but we got to get down Stony Silence. Get a Plains. Another Mox Opal. Oh, there's our mana. Does our opponent have Spell Pierce? That would be brutal. Alright, Stony Silence resolves. Mox Opal looking a little less good now that we have Stony Silence down. Maybe we're supposed to take out the Moxen when we bring in Stony Silence, but then, ugh. This deck without Mox or without Aether Vial seems a little rough. So opponent gets in, hits us for 4. Down to 16. We draw a land, which is good. Let's just Flicker Wisp. Untap a land. Pass the turn. We basically have to win before this Etch Champion kills us. Opponent, more creature lands. Those are good draws for our opponent. Huh. Opponent fires up Ink Moth. Goes attacking. Well, we gotta take it. Yeah, take it. Down to 13. How can we win this race? Another Vault Scourge. Well, Path Vault Scourge. Gets a Mountain. More Flicker Wisps. Well, get in with Flicker Wisp. Hit our opponent. Play Flicker Wisp. Flicker a land. Pass the turn. The problem is these creature lands can trade with our Flicker Wisps, and it's going to be really hard to ever get our opponent down enough artifacts to get rid of. Opponent attacks with everything, so we take it. Yep. Down to 10. Opponent's up to 15. There's a Ravager. Opponent passes. Well, play Chef at Dunes. Get in with Flicker Wisp. Hit our opponent down to 9. Play Thalia. Pass the turn. Man, this is a close race. Opponent gets in for 2. Yeah, can't really do anything about it. Down to 8. Opponent. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Yeah, now the race definitely in our opponent's favor. All right, so we Path Vault Scourge. No land. All right. Hit our opponent for 6. Pass the turn. Oh, it's all going to come down to this last turn. We're going to need ways to deal with the Blink Moss. Our opponent can chump block both of our flyers. If we can get through with one Flicker Wisp, we can win. So Ghost Quarter would do it. Our last Path would do it. Opponent hits us. Also, our opponent could just have Galvanic Blast, and then we lose. And we can't do a thing about that. Down to 4. Well, Zacharias and Canopy. Isamaru, Mox Amber, and we will scoop it up. Oh, Mox and Taxes! I don't know about this deck. This deck might be, I don't know. Whew! Alright. Alright, much Abrew time. Playing some Mox and Taxes in Modern. And alright, we'll keep this. We've been mulliganing pretty aggressively. I think it's time to just give it a shot. Oh boy. Mill. Well, let's be quick. Opponent passes. Oh boy. Oh boy, next turn. Next turn, it's going to be a Mox Amber. It's not going to do anything, but it's going to be on the battlefield. Thalia might be relevant, although this Hedron Crab. Oh dear. Fetch land? Please no fetch. Please no land. How about no lands? Alright. Not a fetch land. We're still getting milled for 6. Hopefully it's 6 land. 3 lands. Ooh. Alright, that was kind of close. Second Mox, 4 lands and a Path. Those are things we don't mind being milled. Thought Scours targeting us. Yep. Down to 44 cards in our deck. Opponent passes. We still find a land. We'll play Mox, play Plains, play Thalia, hopefully slow our opponent down at least a little bit. Pass the turn. Opponent. Alright. Is this Mono Blue Mill? The infamous Mono Blue Mill? If we lose to Mono Blue Mill, that might be it. That might be it for Mox and Taxes. There goes all of our creatures this time. Jeez. Mono action milled this time. Thought Scours, Path and Blade Splicer. Oh, man, look at all those non-lands we would have drawn. Jace's Phantasm. It's a 5/5. Oh, my God. Mox and Taxes. Opponent passes. I know it's random, but it's still a little bit infuriating to see like 10 spells milled and then draw land. So playing Mutavault. I guess we play Leonin Arbiter. And we will pass the turn. Opponent. We need to save the Flicker Wisp to get this Phantasm out of the way, potentially. Gets in for 5. Alright, opponent's trying to kill us in all ways. Yep, down to 15. Visions of Beyond. Draws a card. Thankfully, just 1. Opponent passes. Flicker Wisp. We'll play a Plains. Fire up Mutavault. Go attacking. Hit our opponent for 6. Yeah, I think we gotta wait. Our opponent's gonna stop attacking with this Phantasm eventually. And now we're gonna need this Flicker Wisp. Visions of Beyond. Draws 1. And more Hedron Crabs. Good God. Opponent. Passing. We'll play the Plains. Flicker Wisp. Get rid of Jace's Phantasm. Fire Mutavault. Go attacking. Hit our opponent. Down to 8. And pass the turn. A land mills 9. There's an island. Alright. 9 cards milled. Yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot. Yep. And Fraying Sanity. And that probably kills us. That mills 9 more. That means we're dead to pretty much anything. Well, play Flicker Wisp. Get rid of Jace's Phantasm. Fire up Mutavault. Go attacking. Opponent does have to block at least 1. Problem is we're dead to a land drop and basically any mill spell. Opponent blocks. Drops to 1. Alright, we gotta pass. This is it, I guess. If our opponent has a mill spell, we're dead. We're not dead to a non-fetch land. We go to 1 card, assuming our opponent had nothing else. I think any mill spell kills us. There's a land. Yup. So any mill spell kills us. Thought Scour kills us. Anything that puts a card into our graveyard kills us. Fraying Sanity kills us. I mean, they gotta have something here. They can't have not lands for those turns and not have mill spells. I don't know what else they could have in their deck that doesn't kill us. Maybe random cantrips, I guess? Chases Phantasms. Opponent considering their options. Draws 3 cards. Well, we're going to need some very bad running. 3 lands. 3 lands. Opponent's thinking. I mean, you either got us or you don't, opponent. Opponent said they misplayed. Huh. Interesting. Phantasm. I think are we going to win? We get milled down to 1 card. Yup. Draw our very last card. It's another lands. We'll play Sheffet Dunes. Fire up Mutavault. And I guess we might as well do this too. Sack Sheffet Dune. Go attacking. Oh my god, we dodged the bullet. The mono blue mill bullet. Blocks. I mean, we're dead to an unsummon. Vapor Snag, something like that. Blocks, 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 blocks. Did we get there? Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought we were so dead. I thought we were so dead. Mono blue mail, we got no cards. Literally 0 cards for this matchup. I guess like, I guess Oblivion Ring and Fragmentize. Get rid of Fraying Sanity, which could be a thing. Maybe go down like a couple paths. Paths are kind of, I don't even know. Let's go down 1 path, 1 Kythoen. Arbiter doesn't feel great. Rest in Peace. That might actually be worth it. They have a lot of cards that depend on cards in the graveyard. Actually, Rest in Peace is our best way to answer Fraying Sanity. That's way better than Fragmentize, probably. That makes sense. Yeah, Arbiter does not seem good in this matchup. It's not like we can cut them off colors or anything. So maybe we leave the path, go down a couple Arbiters. Let's bring in Fragmentize still. Fragmentize does stop Mesmeric Orb as well. Alright, let's try it like that. Basically just cutting Arbiters. So we desperately want Rest in Peace. So we can Rest in Peace ourselves. Ooh. Oh! Mox Hand! We got a Mox Hand! We find... Whoa, that's a lot of Mox in. Alright. Well, so this hand is turn 1 Kythoen, Mox, Legend Rule Mox, play Thalia, have nothing left in hand. I think we're gonna keep it. That might be good enough. That is a lot of Moxen. It's risky, but Thalia's very good. We can flip Kythoen if we draw more creature. We can sack Horizon Canopy maybe. Island for our opponent. Hedron Crab. Oh man, do we just storm? Do we just go all out? Let's see what we draw. Another 1-drop Plains. Well, play the Plains. Play Kythoen. Play Mox Amber. Tap it for mana. Play Mox Amber. Tap it for mana. Play Mox Amber. Path Hedron Crab. Well, we just played our whole hand. I don't know how far ahead we got from doing all this. Play Thalia. Well, there you go. Hand essentially emptied. Go ahead, opponent. We got 4 power. We spent 6 cards. We got 7 cards because we drew 7 cards. Played 7 cards. Got 4 power on the battlefield. Good game. Mutavault's actually nice. Mutavault potentially lets us flip Kythoen next turn. Hit our opponent for 4. And pass the turn. Opponent. Got a little mismatch island. Got a Guru there. Aw, Field of Ruin. That's going to make it hard to flip Kythoen. Alright, fire up Mutavault. Go to combat. Wow, opponent's going to let us attack. Alright, attack. Hit our opponent. Flip Kythoen. Untap Mutavault. Do they... Okay. Play Horizon Canopy. Man, this is living the dream. Play Brimaz. Okay. I mean... Ooh, they have a counter? Alright, remand, sure. Well, that was still a pretty impressive start for our deck. The best we have seen our deck do. Opponent. Passing. Opponent passes. Well, fire up Mutavault. Fire up Gideon. Go attacking. And this is the mono blue mill I remember. That's more like it. I mean, opponent can blow up Mutavault. Yup. We'll grab a Plains. Hit our opponent. Play Plains. Run out Brimaz, King of Oresko. More remands. Alright, pass the turn. I mean, we're still representing lethal next turn. I don't think our opponent can mill 48, especially with Thalia. Even if they have Fraying Sanity and Mill Spell, should be hard for them to get there. Hedron Crab. Okay. That might buy our opponent a turn. Field of Ruin. Gonna do some milling. Yup. There goes a Rest in Peace. I mean, I think we're far enough ahead that we'll be okay. Rest in Peace is our super secret sideboard tech, though. Alright, you got us. Horizon Canopy down. We would have liked to draw a card from that. Grab a Plains. Opponent mills us. Yep. And passes. Fire up Gideon. Actually, maybe we should just Thraben Inspector. Yeah, let's do it. Play Thraben Inspector. Because if we hit a... Well, I guess it's just Path. Yeah, let's still do it. If we hit a Path, we just win right now. That's fine. We still get to play Brimaz. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Chumps. Drops to 2. Play a Plains. Alright, I mean, we're gonna do it. I don't like letting our opponent cycle a remand, but they could have bounce spells or something. Yeah, opponent remands. Still, it should be really hard for them to kill us. Fraying Sanity costs 4 with Thalia out, and their best mill spell can't mill 19? Mesmeric Orb. Okay. Phantasm. And we got the GGs. Whoo, we got there. We got there. We got there. Man. Well, that was closer than I'd like to believe the mono blue mill matchup is, but we had Thalia both games. Super helpful. And game 1 especially, I'm surprised we won. But we will take it. We will take it. Mills, mills, mills. Yeah, I guess we just Path too. Path, Phantasm. Just to make doubly sure. They said GG's, but they could have a bounce spell or something. In theory, block plus bounce spell means we don't win this turn, but this means we should win this turn. With 1 card in hand, should be hard for our opponent to get out of it. Get in with everything. And Mox and Taxes, taking down Mono Blue Mill. We did it. We did it. Oh, we had to wait for the Mono Blue Mill matchup, but Mox and Taxes finally shining. And we got there. All right. It was not pretty, but we'll take it. A win's a win with Mox and Taxes. All right, much brew time. Playing some Mox and Taxes, and this hand. All of our Mutavaults, which is actually clunky unless we draw white mana. We're gonna keep this. This isn't an insanely fast hand, but if we just draw a white source and curve out Arbiter, Brimaz, Hero, that is a really, really powerful hand. Birds of Paradise, all right. Opponent passes. Well, Mutavault and Leonin Arbiter. This might slow our opponent down if they have a lot of fetch lands. We did not draw a white source, though. We'd really like to draw a white source. I mean, I guess drawing a second Arbiter means worst case, we play a second Arbiter, and then fetch lands are like hard locked, essentially. Opponent plays a fetch, pass. There's a Plains. That's good. Well, let's get in with Arbiter. Hit our opponent. Do we just play second? Let's play second Arbiter. Play Mutavault. Play Arbiter number 2. Yeah, opponent pays so they can crack this fetch. Stomping Grounds, tapped. So now fetches are completely offline for our opponent for the time being. And Coercive Calling is super offline. And we get to back this up with 2 Hero Blade Holds in a row. Alright, Bloodbraid. Let's see what it hits. Utopia Sprawl. Oh, our opponent's Panza-ing. Okay. Get some mana. Mana Ghost Quarter would be kind of sweet. There's Bloodbraid. Opponent passes. Thalia. Oh, play a Plains. Play Hero Blade Hold. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we attack? Let's go with no. I kind of like having fetch land shut down. Little afraid of Inferno Titan. We don't actually have the ability to kill it. No path at the moment. I assume this is Panza. It could just be like a green-red monster type deck. Hero's great though. That's going to put our opponent under a lot of pressure really quickly. Almost want to just draw another white source and go Thalia Brimaz next turn. Although just running out Hero part 2, that might even be better. All right, fetch land. Oh my god, opponent. Got him. Got him. Too excited for their Inferno Titan. Oh. Oh boy. Oh, our opponent thought about it for a long time too. They're like, all right, Inferno. We just got to cast this Inferno Titan. And I was like, oh, Leonin Arbiter. Chandra Torch of Defiance. Kills Hero. Yep. Opponent passes. All right, so, play Thalia. Fire up Mutavault. Everything at Chandra. Thalia means bolts offline. Opponent said, aw, geez. That is the perfect way to describe getting got by Leonin Arbiter. Yeah, opponent's going to eat our land, lose their Chandra. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent. Is this even more Chandras? Kills a land. That is obnoxious. Arbor Elf. Uh-oh, there's the mana. Well, come on, path maybe? That's a path. Alright, that's good. So path Arbor Elf. Get in with everything. Opponent down to 9. Come on, no land Inferno Titan. Opponent. Tireless Tracker. And passes. There's a Plains. Alright, let's go attacking. Opponent blocks an Arbiter. Loses Tracker. Oh, play the land. Play Brimaz. Pass the turn. Now we're scared of Bonfire. Alright, no Bonfire off the top. Inferno Titan off a basic is also still scary. Another Tracker. Ooh, there's the land. Gets a clue. Opponent passes. Sheffet Dunes. So if we attack with everything, fire up Mutavault, attack, attack, attack. Opponent blocks here, chumps with birds, goes to 1. Eats, they have to block here, block here. Oh, actually, I think that's lethal. All right, play Sheffet Dunes. Well, we're going to go for it. Fire up Mutavault. And that does it. Opponent did not have an answer. It would be hard for them to crack a clue and also Lightning Bolt with Thalia out. So we got there. We got there. That was close. Thankfully, our opponent did not get to their big hitters. Kind of a land destruction mirror in some sense. Sideboarding. Stony, no. Rest in Peace, no. Blessed Alliance, most likely no. Although it does deal with like a Storm Breath or something. Gideon just dies. Dismember seems good. That also deals with Storm Breath and other things. And then maybe Sunlance? Going down... Maybe like 1 big Thalia, 1 Thraben Inspector. Try it like that. Okay. No Mox, but a reasonable hand. There's the Arbor Elf. Opponent passes. We'll play a Jono Castle. Let's just Thraben Inspector. We don't have a Mox yet anyway. Pass the turn. Hopefully this isn't the complete blowout. Forest, come on, no Utopia Sprawls. Ugh. Alright, that's bad news. Taps, untaps. Blows up our land. Well, play the plains, get in with Thraben Inspector, stop on our opponent's upkeep, Path Arbor Elf. Can't let them keep having that amount of mana. Another land for our opponent, and passes. Ooh, there's a Mox. So play the land, play the Mox, play Kythoen, play Leonin Arbiter, get in with Thraben Inspector. Mox is nice because it's a land that doesn't get blown up. If there's an Inferno Titan here, though, our board gets Wrath. Hour of Devastation also wraths our board. Opponent passes. Well, I guess we just gotta pass. Bad things can happen here if there's a Chandra. Storm Breath. Well, we might as well just dismember it. Our Storm Breath answer working out. Come on, land. Come on, land. More Brimazes. We do have some legendary clunkiness with this deck. Another land. Cracks it. So here comes Inferno Titan, I would guess. And we do have the Path. Stomping Grounds. Untapped. Oh, Chandra. Yeah, that's gonna be the death of us. Well, crack a clue. Maybe we bring in... I don't even know. Play Mutavault. Play Brimaz. Maybe we bring in, like, O-Ring to deal with Chandra. Opponent. Attacks. Well, we got a block. Take 3. There's the Bolt. Ugh. Yup. Arbor Elf. Opponent passes. Well, play Horizon Canopy. Play Isamaru. Play Brimaz. Pass the turn. Oh, the Chandra. The Chandra's brutal. Oh my god. Alright. Yeah, that does it. Whew! That was quite the thing. I guess we can bring in this Oblivion Ring. Maybe we want the Thalia, because it does shut down the plussing of Big Chandra. Maybe we go down a Blade Splicer and a Kythoen? Let's try it like that. Ugh, that feels rough. That feels rough. We get to play first, thankfully. Let's get a nice nut draw here. Alright. No Mox, no Legends, no 1-drops. Arbiter is good, though. So, Plains, go. Opponent. Windswept Heath. Cracks it. Forest. And Utopia Sprawl. Man, Ghost Quartering that would be pretty sweet. Oh, play Mutavault. Play Arbiter. Pass the turn. Opponent. Fetch land. And passes. Oh, play Sheffet Dunes. Get in with Arbiter. Hit our opponent. Play Big Thalia. We got the taxing going. Pays for Arbiter. Yep. Cracks. Gets his Stomping Grounds. Well, pass the turn. See what our opponent's got. Alright, tap land. Opponent passes. Well, play the plains. Go attacking. Oh, this is the moment of truth. I think we got a hero. The way this goes bad is if they go untap land, Hour of Devastation. Pass the turn. Come on. Come on. None of that. We're presenting lethal. We could have played Thalia to prevent the chance of that happening, but then we don't have lethal next turn. So this just puts our opponent to the test and basically says, can you answer this or are you dead? Tap land. All right, no Hour of Devastation. Chandra. All right, so our opponent's gonna live. Kills hero. Well, fire up Mutavault. Kill Chandra. Hit our opponent. Hit our opponent. Play Little Thalia. Pass the turn. This land isn't doing anything yet because we still have this Arbiter, so they can't just crack it here. We got the double taxing with Thalia plus Arbiter. Oh man, we might be just tempoing our opponent out here. Oh my goodness. What do you got, opponent? Okay, Desperation Bloodbraid into Arbor Elf. Yup. Enters tapped, and that should be the game, boys and girls. Can't crack the fetch, and we got there. Whoo boy. And we got the GGs. All right, Mox and Taxes. Mox and Taxes. Wow. All right. Well, the deck can work. The deck can work. I don't know what to say. I haven't figured this deck out. We started off rough. We pulled it together to go on a win streak, so we finished with a 3-2, which is pretty impressive. I don't know. We'll have to discuss Mox Amber in the wrap-up. But before we get to that, let's crack open our treasure chest, our single treasure chest. Maybe we'll get a Mox. That would be sweet and fitting. All right, here we go. What do we get? Cinderglade. All right. Not super good. Well, alright. We got a chest. We finished with a 3 true on the great comeback, so we'll take it. So what do we learn this week about Mox and Taxes in Modern? And as far as the record, in the end, it ended up being fine. We finished with a 3-2, which not a super exciting performance, but a reasonable performance for a fairly rogue deck. So we ended up mulliganing a lot in our losses, which was part of it. Also, one of the big takeaways from this deck is it is high variance. So if you think about the more typical version of Death and Taxes or Mono White Hate Bears or whatever you want to call it, that plays a lot of these cards, the Thalias, the Arbiters, the Ghost Quarters, that deck is pretty consistent. But this deck, it gains some power potentially in the form of Mox Amber, but it pays for that extra power by being more inconsistent. So we had some trouble, especially in the games we lost, with running into multiples of the same legend, where we'd really need a live card, a blocker, an attacker to close out the game, and we draw Isamaru number 2 or Kythoen number 2 or something along those lines. And unfortunately, while those cards are necessary for the explosive starts that Mox Amber can provide, they're not very good in the late game period because they're just not very powerful cards. They're essentially Savannah Lions, give or take. So not only are you getting a bad creature in the late game anyway, you're getting a bad creature that's a literal dead creature because you can't cast it. So that was a little bit of a problem with the clunkiness. Even with like 2 Brimazes, occasionally we just draw multiples. So there's definitely a lot of variance involved in the deck. And there's a lot of variance involved with Mox Amber as well. We had games where we'd have 3 in our opening hand and not have a legend. We'd also have games where we'd have 3 in our opening hand and a legend, and it was absolutely insane. For example, probably the best examples are this. We had a couple of games that we literally just won essentially on turn 1 with Mox Amber. The one that comes to mind the most was against the Hollow One deck, where we were able to play a Kythoen, play Mox Amber, floating mana in between, play a Rest in Peace on turn 1, and the game was just over. Would Rest in Peace have been good enough on turn 2? Maybe. Or maybe our opponent casts Burning Inquiry and gets back a bunch of Vengevines and we get wrecked. So you don't really know. We had another game where we had 3 Mox Ambers in our hand and we're able to just empty our hand essentially on turn 1. I think we played 7 cards on turn 1. And while we didn't get super far ahead, I think we had 2 creatures or something, it was still enough that we were able to use that advantage to close out the game. So when things are going well, Mox Amber is super insane. On the other hand, the combination of the creatures we need to play to make Mox Amber work, and the fact that Mox Amber itself is like a little hit or miss. We have hands where it does nothing. We have hands that are basically in our deck to support our Mox Amber. The Kythoen Isamaru hand, which isn't that exciting really without Mox Amber and not have Mox Amber. So it's really hit or miss in high variance. The big question is Mox Amber better than Aether Vial? Because if you look at this deck, it's kind of Death and Taxes with Mox Amber in the slot where you would typically have Aether Vial, and then the creatures changed up to be able to support the Mox Amber plan. And I don't really know the answer. Across the course of our matches, we had some games where we certainly wish we just had Aether Vial, and Aether Vial would have been way better than Mox Amber. On the other hand, some of those games we were talking about, where you'd have a 1-drop that's legendary, a couple of Mox Ambers, and just essentially win on turn 1, that wouldn't happen with Aether Vial. We'd be playing the Aether Vial, passing, ticking it up. Some other things to consider that we learned over the course of the matches was Mox Amber's a little awkward with the Ghost Quarter plan because we actually need our mana to cast stuff. So we found ourselves in a few games in this really weird scenario where we're like, all right, we got our Leonin Arbiter. We really want to just attack our opponent's mana, blow up one of their lands, but we also have like these 3 or 4 drops in our hand, and if we blow up the land, then we're never going to cast our 3 or 4 drop, or we might never unless we get lucky and draw some lands. So there's some awkwardness and just tension there that you don't necessarily have with the Aether Vial plan, because Leonin Arbiter Ghost Quarter, when you have an Aether Vial on the battlefield, that's almost free because you know you're going to be able to put your 3 drops and 4 drops into play with Aether Vial eventually, just tick up until you can do it. So you're much more free to fire off all your Ghost Quarters, when in this deck you really got to think, like, is it worth it to Ghost Quarter this land? Am I going to set myself back too far because I actually need mana? So there's some weirdness there as well. So the end result is I have no idea if this is better or worse than Aether Vial. Like I said, we had some games where I was like, oh my god, this is just bad Death and Taxes. We definitely should be playing Aether Vial. Mox Amber is unplayable. And then we had other games where it was like, wow, like, I don't know if we would have won this game if we had Aether Vial instead of Mox Amber. Mox Amber just essentially won us that game by itself with the mana it produced. So how do you weigh that? And I don't really know. So my end result, the sum of all this discussion is, right now I feel like Mox and Taxes is high variance version of Death and Taxes. When things go well, you have explosive draws that you will never get with the more typical Aether Vial build. They're just not in the deck. They're not available. So when things are going well, this deck is very, very explosive. On the other hand, the floor is a lot lower, and there's hands where you're going to draw 3 Kythoens, you're not even going to have a Mox Amber to add mana, and you're going to be crying in your soup about why you're playing this build of the deck. Why aren't you just playing normal Death and Taxes with Aether Vials and creatures that aren't legendary? So I don't know how to weigh that, really, in the end. Is it better? Is it worse? Is it just different? So what are your thoughts on this build of the deck? How do you compare this build to the more typical Aether Vial builds? Because I'm really right in the middle. I know for sure that the normal builds are more consistent, but I'm not really sure which is more powerful. I think the Mox and Taxes build have more raw power, so maybe it's a situation where with tuning and maybe some more legends printed in the future, maybe this build could actually overcome the Aether Vial build. I guess the other question is, can you play both together? Is there any way you play Mox and Aether Vial? I kind of feel like no. It's kind of like Collected Company and Aether Vial, where most decks don't do that because they make each other weaker, and you're kind of going to run into that with Mox Amber. You're going to have hands that's like 2 Mox Amber, 2 Aether Vials, 3 lands, and you're like, oh my goodness. So I think that you probably can't play them together, at least as 4-ofs, but maybe that's the solution as well, some mixture of Mox Ambers with legends and also Aether Vials. So it's interesting, at least, and I think the deck was good enough in the end that it's worth discussing these questions if there's a way to make this build work, if there's a way to make this build better than the Aether Vial build. So anyway, that's been our Much Abrew for this week. Mox and Taxes for Modern. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.